Okay. So good afternoon, Margie. How are you doing today?
Pretty well, Alyssa. How about yourself?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Good.
So it's our first time meeting together, so I just want to go over a few of the guidelines for counseling. We only have a set amount of time, about 5 to 10 minutes. Is that all right with you, or do you think you need a longer session?
If not, I'll come back.
Okay.
If you have time for me.
We will talk about that at the end. And also, anything that we discuss between you and myself is going to be confidential. I'm not allowed to tell anybody else about it. So the only reason and the only way that I would need to tell anybody is if you want to harm yourself or harm somebody else. I'm legally obligated to let law enforcement and the other person know of that situation. But since we're talking about your career, I'm assuming that might not happen. But anyways, so let's get started. So what brings you in today?
I have an employee who is causing problems. When I hired him, I instinctively knew that he was an alcoholic, and I thought that I could cure him. I would give him a job, I would help him, I would direct him, I would encourage him, I would support him, and he wouldn't drink. And I made it clear when I hired him that I recognized that there was a problem. But he had such great credentials that I wanted to work with him. And for a while, I think it was okay. And then I noticed that there were the telltale signs, the physical signs, as well as not getting his work done. He's one of my community association managers. And then I got a call 2 days ago from board members. He just attended the board meeting, and he was drunk. He came to the meeting drunk. I don't know if I should cut it short now, just terminate him, or keep trying to work with him.
Okay, so what I'm hearing from you is that you hired somebody knowing that they had a drug or alcohol problem, and you really wanted to help him out.
Right.
Is that true?
Right.
Okay. So what? And then he started doing his work okay in the beginning.
Correct.
And then just recently it's been poor work ethic and showing up drunk to a meeting, which
I could lose the client over, but we've had them for a long time, so they're giving me a second chance. Do I give my employee a second chance?
So what I'm hearing from you is you really want to know if you can give him a second chance, and from the beginning of what you were telling me, that you really wanted to help him and make him successful, just like how your company is successful.
Right.
So do you find yourself doing that with a lot of other things or other people, trying to help them and make them more successful when they're not?
Right.
So do you see yourself as kind of like a Mother Teresa wannabe healer?
I'd like to see it more as a mentor,
okay.
Because the other ones are still young, or they're just new in my business, and I think that I can help mold them into being good employees and understanding our industry, being really good managers, having passion, encouraging them to accept the culture in our office.
All right, so I'm hearing two different things. So from what you just said right now is that you want to mentor and help build and help teach the new employees what to do, how to do it, how to be successful.
Exactly.
But then in the beginning, when you're talking about this one particular employee, you were saying how you want to help him succeed, help him be a better person, help him with his alcohol problem. So that's a really extreme thing to do, as opposed to you as the boss being a mentor. That's what you should be as a boss. But as a boss, you don't have the responsibility of somebody's drug or alcohol problem. You do have the responsibility of your company.
Interesting. What a good point. And I've thought about that because if he fails, if he continues to show up drunk to meetings and he manages 6 properties, and I lost all 6 properties because of that, that could affect other people's jobs.
Yes, and your own job.
And my company, right.
So I'm also hearing a little bit like you don't want to let him go because you still want to help him out. I can give you a few suggestions if you like. You've ever heard of Alcoholics Anonymous?
Sure.
So what you could do is you could have a new contract with him that states that he's taking a leave of absence for 6 months, 3 months, however long he thinks he needs for rehabilitation, and he can go to Alcoholic Anonymous and have the paperwork that's signed that he attends and that he's been sober for however many months you think he needs to be sober for, and then he can reinstate his position at your job.
See, for my work, that's a great idea. What do you think about, because for me, I need him here. If I gave him a leave of absence for 4 months, I'd have to hire somebody else because I don't have the fluff in my office for people to take over his work while he's gone. Do you think it would work? Well, I tell him he has to go to Alcoholics Anonymous while he works for me, and he has to bring me the sheet that says he is.
You could try that in the beginning to start off with, make a contract, a new contract for his employment, stating that he needs to attend Alcoholics Anonymous 3 to 4 times a week. I suggest 5 times a week, to be honest, from my own counseling perspective. You're supposed to go every day for 30 days for the beginning. So you can have that in the contract, and if he you can also put that in the contract that if he shows up drunk again, then that's the end. You can give him an ultimatum like that. So you can give him a way of a path to succeeding and staying in his position at his job. But then if he does show up drunk, that's the last straw.
That is a great perspective. I like that a lot, rather than just saying you're fired. I like giving him I've given him a lot of chances, but I think I've never made it that clear. Go to Alcoholics Anonymous, bring me sheets saying that you've been there, that you're making the effort to get clean and sober. I like giving him that option, then it's on him.
Mm-hmm.
I like that a lot. Okay.
Good. Is there anything else, any questions, like about the contract or about the sheets? You can create your own piece of paper that has your company ledger up top, and it has the date, and then what happens at Alcoholics Anonymous is during the middle of it, when they go around and collect money for donations, people also put in their piece of paper, and then whoever's running the meeting signs their name, and then they return it back to the person.
So I give him some stationery with my letterhead on it.
Right, that has in a place for the date, the time, and then a place for the person to sign.
Great idea. I am going to implement that, and I hope he appreciates the effort that we're making, and that he helps himself.
Right.
Okay, great.
So how about we schedule another session in about 2 to 3 weeks and see how he's doing and how you're feeling about it. Does that sound good?
Sounds great.
And is there anything else going on at work that you need to get off your chest right now?
That was the big one, and you've helped me a lot with that, so thanks for the good ideas.
Sure, absolutely. Thank you. And, we've finished just in time, I believe. So,
Great.
Awesome.
I really appreciate your help.
Thank you so much.